and welcome to another tutorial from Taff Rocks HQ. We're going to be looking at painting a rainbow today on a nice flat rock which one of my friends dug up from their garden, and I have washed it, scrubbed it, dried it and given it an undercoat. We're also going to be looking at using a template just in case you feel that maybe your drawing's not quite up to scratch yet. Before we start, if you could help us grow by subscribing and clicking that little notification bell to get updates, that'd be greatly appreciated. So I'm going to be using my nice flat rock. I'm going to be using acrylic paint pens today, so I've got all my colours. You can, of course, carry on using acrylic paints. You're also going to need, if you use the template, and I'll put a link to that in the description box below. You're going to need scissors so you can cut it out, and your pencil. Shall see you in a minute. So here's my rock. I'm just going to measure it, and it is in centimeters, about 15 by, this is 10 here, but I'm going to say 9 because there's this little chunk missing.
The template that I have here is from bigactivities.com, and I'll put a link in the description box below where you can get this exact picture. So now that it's in my Word document, I'm going to click on it, right click, go down to size and position. We already know that it is 15 by 8. Instantly I can see a problem here because I've made sure that I've locked aspect ratio, that it's going to be too big. So I'm going to change this to 8, which has now changed this for me to 12. So that's definitely going to fit. And there it is. I am just going to print this out and I'll be right back with you.
I have my printout. I have my scissors. So I'm just going to cut it out. What I'm going to do is just cut the whole thing and not cut any bits off just yet. So come back when I finished. Won't be a second. Now that it's all cut out. Oh, hang on. There we go. There we are. That's better. Just put it on our rock and hope it fits. And it does. So I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to draw around the outline. I don't know if you can see that, but that's basically the outline that we need. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep going over this, but each time I'm going to be cutting one little stripe out. So let me show you what I mean. Because mine has clouds, I need to keep the cloud shape nice and perfect. Place it back on my rock so the clouds and the top line up. Oops. Yep, they do. And now add that extra little bit of the cloud that we can now see. Go around this piece, back to the cloud, and keep cutting off pieces. just in case these little clouds are different shapes, I'm going to make sure that I put them on the right side. So this is the left side. And this is the right side. And let's start painting. Just to make sure that I don't make any mistakes, I'm going to take each of my pens, starting at the outside and on the beginning and the end of each line, I'm going to put a dot of whichever colour should be there. Okay, by doing this, it means I'm not going to get mixed up. Don't worry about your pencil marks for now. You can go over those later with a thin brush or a black fine liner paint pen and they'll disappear. It will be totally fine. I'm going to start now with my red. These might need more than one coat, so very carefully start colouring in or painting in. The choice is yours. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do alternate colours first, and the reason I'm going to do that is it will give the one that I have just done a bit of a chance to dry. Gosh, it's windy here at Taff Rocks HQ this morning. I can hear my wind chimes going like crazy. They are the most awesome wind chimes. I had them for Christmas off my son from the States, and they are absolutely stunning. Okay. Now I know I'm going to end up putting more than one coat on here, but I don't mind so much. If you're going to do a job, then do it right. Okay. I'm going to go ahead now and colour in the rest. I shall speed this up so you don't get too bored. I'm just going to wait for this to dry and give it a second coat, and then I'm going to come back and do some fine liners and perhaps put a little bit of blue around for the sky. You can choose to put a sun in there if you prefer. If you don't have paint pens, I'm going to put a couple of links to some paint pens from Amazon. We're not sponsored by any of these, they are just a few links of pens that we have used. And I'm also going to put a link to a colour wheel, so you can mix your own colours out of just red, yellow and blue. See you when this is dry and when it's had a second coat. Now that it's dry, I'm just going to put some blue and take a dry brush and rub it in for the blue sky. This doesn't have to be perfect because the brush will sort it all out for you. All you need is the hint of blue for the sky. scribble it on or dab it on. You can use those paint dabbers. I don't know if you remember them. You get them in craft packs. They're just a little sponge on a stick. Those are good. As you can see, I'm not taking that much care because I'm just rubbing it all in. I'm not painting the clouds just yet because I know I'm going to make a mess. Okay, I think that will be fine. I like that. It's just enough. What I'm going to do now is take my black paint pen and go around the outlines. I'm also going to do the outline of the cloud before I redo the inside in white. I'm going to start now to put some outlines on with a black fine liner. If you're interested in these fine liners, again, we're not sponsored by these at all. There is a link in the description box below where you can get them from Amazon. Whilst I'm doing this, let me give you a little bit of information about Taff Rocks. We're a non-profit making organisation that runs workshops in our local community for children and families to do rock painting activities. We rely solely on funding and grants and goodwill of other people. That way, the children and families that participate are not too out of pocket and it's affordable. Rock painting can become very expensive, so we try to keep the cost as low as is humanly possible. If you'd like to support the organisation, there is a link in the description box below for People's Fundraising. That's our online fundraising platform that we use specifically for the organisation and workshops. The YouTube channel, however, is something completely different. It is independently funded, which means no funds from Taff Rocks go toward running, creating, or anything to do with this channel. This channel is supported solely by Patreon. Actually, that's not exactly true. When I say solely by, if you want to help us, you can support the channel on Patreon. But it's also supported by those that make the videos. By that I mean we purchase our own resources to create and use our own technology. We are struggling a little bit with lighting, so we'd appreciate any help that you could give us on our Patreon page. As you can see, I've made a couple of mistakes, but that's not to worry. I can fix those, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. I'm doing this on a cardboard box, only because my worktop is so light. I'm just going to finish this off, and we'll be back in a second. I'm just going to go around now, fixing up the bits that I've made a mess on, which is not unlike me. You already know that I'm a super messy painter, and I don't care. Time to do the clouds. This will mean that I'll have to go over the black again. But I'm just touching up any bits that should be right, but now isn't. There you go. There's a link below for these pens as well. When that's dry, I'm going to redo those two lines, go around, fixing any little tiny bits that are no longer white. And I'll be back with you in just a second. Now that this is dry, I'm going to turn it over, put it on a harder work surface. Let me get rid of this box. Get my stamp, try and find the flattest part, and stamp a sharing statement on it. They don't always come out perfectly because rocks by their very nature are not smooth. So I'll just go ahead and fix that. I'm going to add a blue square. This pen is appalling. Let me just get another one. Oh, that's better. This is going to be the little Facebook logo. Just going to wait for that to dry before I put a little white outline of the Facebook F. What will happen to this rock now is I'm going to give it to Eve to spray with some lacquer. The midweek short due this week will be about spraying and all the essential safety advice. She'll spray the front and the back. And then when we're ready and it's safe to do so, we'll be hiding it. Please support this channel on Patreon. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and share it with your friends. And also, please don't forget to subscribe. And we will see you next week. Or later on this week if you like our midweek shorts. See you soon.